Hi, it's Candice from Everyday Better, and on this episode of Move, Recover, Thrive, we are talking about the sauna and how it affects your cellular mechanics and your heart health. Now, the sauna has become incredibly trendy, which I really like because it is a great way to relax and you can sweat out some water weight, but the real reason why it's so good for you is because of how it affects your heart and how it affects your cellular mechanics. So when you sit in a sauna with the heat somewhere between 70 to 100 degrees Celsius, what happens is your body gets really stressed by it. So your body, and I think we've spoken about this before, is very sensitive. It likes to work in a very slim line of ranges, and temperature is one of those. So when you're sitting in an infrared sauna and the infrared is penetrating straight into your organs, it sends a signal to your brain that tells your brain to stress out because it's getting way too hot. Now, the cool thing that happens now is your brain sends out heat shock proteins. Now, to explain what heat shock proteins are, first I'm just going to give you a little rundown of what proteins do in your body. So proteins is, yes, you eat it, but it also is basically your body's a factory of protein building. So anything that happens in your body is dependent on proteins. It's for your immune system, building blocks for your body, messengers for your body, hormones in your body. That's all dependent on proteins. And proteins are, highly complex, and in biology, shape equals function. So I'm simplifying it a little bit, but it's a very complex task, but think of it this way. Imagine in your body, you have all these perfectly folded little origami shapes, and these are the proteins, and they will work when they are perfectly folded. But daily life, stress, toxins, pollutions will kind of crumple up these beautiful little origami shapes. So imagine the beautiful folded origami going into a humid room and they get all thrown around. So if they get slightly damaged, then they will not function anymore because it's all based on their shape. So if they get slightly damaged, then they will continue to damage, and you can think of them as like crumpled up pieces of paper now, and they are absolute junk in your body. They have no purpose, except that they are now get really sticky and they pull together all the other crumpled up little balls of paper that used to be functioning proteins. So when you step into the sauna and heat shock proteins are released, heat shock proteins are these really specialized proteins that go around your body and they kind of seek out all of the crumpled balls of paper that are junk. And they use their heat energy to like iron them out and refold them back into their perfect origami shapes. So now instead of having all this junk crumpled paper, which can turn, and the bad thing about this junk crumpled paper or junk proteins is they cling together and they will suffocate and saturate cells, brains, your organ. Alzheimer's, the cause of Alzheimer's is amyloid plaque, which is basically just a whole bunch of these crumpled paper proteins together. So heat shock proteins will seek out all of this crumpled paper, iron them out, perfectly fold them back together, and you have functioning proteins again. So it's complete cellular repair just by being in the sauna. Now, the second cool thing that happens when you're in the sauna is that your body gets really stressed and wants you to cool down. So if you get really hot, what will happen, number one, is vasodilation, which you'll probably notice if you go into a shower, like your veins and arteries will get really big, so they will grow. So when that happens, your heart has to pump harder and faster to fill up these kind of empty pipes in your body, so it will push blood all around your body, and they will pump really hard and fast. And what that does is it kind of flushes through all of your arteries and veins. So instead of just having a constant easy flow and stiff arteries and veins, it will open them up, flush through, remove all of the kind of what we call like rusty sides and endothelials of the cells and arteries, and release nitric oxide, which makes stiff arteries nice and elastic again. So when you're in the sauna, you get the complete cellular function of the heat shock proteins, which will kind of remodel the cells in your body. Plus you also get a cardiovascular flush out. It'll take out all of the toxins and also make your arteries and veins elastic again. The key to doing this, and there's been a really great Finnish study on this, is the kind of key point is 19 minutes is the optimal time to be in the sauna, and you want it to be pretty hot, between 70 and 100 degrees. And if you can do it 4 to 7 times a day for 15 minutes, you will have exponential health benefits, especially for your cardiovascular system and fighting against Alzheimer's disease. So try that out next time you're in the sauna, and remember, you can chill out in there, but while you're chilling out, your body is working hard to make you recover and repair.